Have you ever felt an inexplicable emptiness after giving in to a desire, a heaviness in your heart as if something had been taken away from you? Masturbation is often treated as something natural and harmless, but what if it was disconnecting you from something much deeper, your spiritual essence? In modern times, we are bombarded with stimuli that seduce us and keep us trapped in cycles of immediate pleasure. However, the spiritual impact of this practice is often ignored. Are we trading our inner growth for momentary relief? Today, we're going to dive into this topic, exploring how masturbation affects your vital energy, your connection to the divine, and your purpose. Get ready to confront truths that could transform your life. Before we continue, remember to like, comment, and share this content with those who need this reflection. Imagine your vital energy as a crystal-clear river flowing with strength and clarity. This river is responsible for nourishing all parts of your being, body, mind, and spirit. But now, visualize this river being diverted by countless small channels, draining its strength to purposeless places, slowly drying it up. Masturbation is one of these detours. Behind the momentary pleasure lies a subtle and little discussed reality, the loss of creative and spiritual energy. When you give in to desire, especially compulsively or without awareness, you are diverting your vital energy to feed something that doesn't support your spiritual evolution. This practice, often trivialized, creates a cycle of dependency that gradually erodes your connection with your higher self and the universe. The cycle of imprisonment, it all starts with a trigger. Perhaps an image, a memory, or even boredom. This stimulus awakens an intense desire that, unchecked, leads to masturbation. After the act, you feel relief, but also an inexplicable emptiness. It's as if something has been drained from you, and over time, the cycle repeats itself, creating a pattern that is hard to break. This cycle isn't just physical or emotional, it's spiritual. Every time you give in to desire, there is a deeper disconnection with your essence. Why is this so? Because sexual energy is one of the most powerful forms of creative energy we possess. It is designed to generate life, to transform, to create. When used impulsively, this energy disperses and loses its strength, leaving a trail of dissatisfaction and fatigue. The spiritual dimension of the act. Many spiritual traditions, from Tantra to Christianity, talk about the importance of preserving sexual energy. In Tantra, for example, sexual energy is considered a gateway to enlightenment. When you consciously cultivate it, it can be transmuted into creative, spiritual, and even divine energy. However, compulsive masturbation hinders this process. It's like a bonfire. If you constantly throw small twigs on it to burn, it will never have enough strength to become a powerful flame. In the same way, when your sexual energy is spent recklessly, it doesn't have time to grow into something bigger. The symptoms of a disconnected spirit. Have you ever noticed how you feel after indulging in masturbation? Perhaps exhausted, unmotivated, or even depressed. These feelings are not mere coincidences. They are signs that your spirit is suffering. The energy that should feed your mental clarity, your creativity, and your connection with the divine has been dissipated. Ask yourself, why does masturbation, which seems so harmless, bring a feeling of emptiness? What am I really looking for when I indulge in this desire? Am I ignoring something deep inside me? This practice may seem like a temporary relief, but in the long run, it leaves invisible scars. Every time you choose momentary pleasure over the conscious cultivation of your energy, you are, without realizing it, moving away from your spiritual essence. Sexual energy is one of the most primordial forces in the universe. It is not only responsible for the creation of life, but also acts as a conduit between the physical and the spiritual. Great spiritual masters have understood that this energy, when channeled correctly, can awaken higher consciousness, open doors to intuition, and deepen the connection with the divine. But why then do so many people end up wasting this energy? The seduction of modern society. We live in an age where we are constantly bombarded by visual and emotional stimuli. Social media, movies, advertisements, they all project images that arouse our desires. This culture of hyperstimulation conditions us to seek immediate pleasure and disconnects us from our deepest values. Masturbation, in this context, often becomes an escape valve for stress, loneliness, or frustration. But spiritually, this creates a paradox. Instead of confronting our feelings and working to understand them, we use momentary pleasure as an anesthetic. This interrupts the process of self-knowledge and keeps us stuck in superficial patterns of satisfaction. The impact on vital energy. Think of your vital energy as a reservoir. Every time you waste this energy unconsciously, you reduce the capacity to feed essential aspects of your life, such as your creativity, focus, and spiritual growth. This doesn't mean that sexual pleasure is wrong, far from it. But when this pleasure is sought compulsively, without purpose or awareness, it becomes a source of energy drain. In the spiritual world, many traditions believe that semen and sexual energy contain a powerful creative force. Taoism, for example, teaches that this energy should be cultivated and stored to promote vitality and longevity. In Christianity, St. Thomas Aquinas described the sexual act as something sacred when performed, with purpose, but warned of its dangers when diverted into the selfish pursuit of pleasure. The wheel of samsara and attachment to desire. In Buddhist philosophy, there is the concept of samsara, the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth, driven by desire and ignorance. Compulsive masturbation, seen through this lens, is yet another manifestation of this attachment to desire. It symbolizes our inability to break with habits that keep us trapped in the illusion of temporary satisfaction. Each time we give in to the impulse, we are reinforcing the idea that immediate pleasure can fill a deeper void. However, this is an illusion. The emptiness we feel is not physical, but spiritual. It comes from a lack of connection with who we really are and with the greater force that guides us. The illusion of control. Another important aspect is the false sense of control that masturbation gives us. At the moment, it seems as if we are mastering our desires, but in reality, we are being mastered by them. This creates a dangerous dichotomy. We think we're in charge, but we're being guided by automatic impulses that take us away from our true spiritual freedom. The voice of conscience. How many times after the act have you heard an inner voice questioning your choice? This voice is not just the result of guilt or moral repression. It's your conscience, your soul, trying to warn you about wasting energy that could be used for something much greater. When we ignore this voice, we create a barrier between ourselves and our higher self. Compulsive masturbation isn't just a physical issue. It's a symptom of something deeper, a disconnection with our spiritual essence. What are we really looking for? Deep down, the search for immediate sexual pleasure often hides an unmet need: love, acceptance, belonging, or even meaning. Masturbation offers temporary relief, but never addresses the root of the problem. The void remains because the solution lies not in the act itself, but in reconnecting with what really matters. We've reached the part where we look beyond the problem and start looking for real solutions. Compulsive masturbation, like any harmful habit, can be transformed into an opportunity for spiritual growth and self-knowledge. But this requires courage, discipline, and a sincere desire to change. The key question is, how can we transmute this sexual energy and use it to feed our spirit? Recognize the power of sexual energy. First of all, it is essential to understand that your sexual energy is not something bad or shameful. On the contrary, it is one of the most creative forces in the universe. Ancient cultures, such as Taoism and Tantra, have always recognized this potential. The first step to overcoming compulsion is to change the way you see this energy. It is not only a source of pleasure, but also a tool for transformation. When you learn to direct it, it can strengthen your creativity, increase your vitality, and deepen your spiritual connection. When you feel an intense desire, breathe deeply and visualize this energy rising up your spine like a golden light to the top of your head. This helps redirect the sexual impulse towards awakening consciousness. Break the impulsivity. Cycle-compulsive masturbation is, in essence, a habit. And every habit follows a cycle: trigger, routine, and reward. To change it, you need to surround yourself with support and inspiration. The journey to overcome a habit like compulsive masturbation doesn't have to be a lonely one. Surround yourself with people, content, and practices that inspire you to grow. Books on spirituality, motivational talks, and support communities can make a huge difference. Find a spiritual mentor, a study group, or a collective practice that helps you strengthen your discipline and connection with the divine. Develop a self-love and self-care routine. Compulsive masturbation is often a reflection of a lack of self-care and self-love. To transform this relationship, you need to start treating your body and mind as sacred temples. Develop a daily routine that includes physical exercise, healthy eating, quality sleep, and moments of introspection. When you take care of yourself, you feel less need to seek escape. Cultivate gratitude and purpose. Gratitude is a powerful force that helps us break out of the cycle of dissatisfaction. When you begin to recognize the blessings in your life, you feel less need to seek immediate pleasure to fill emotional gaps. Every night, write down 3 things you are grateful for. This will help reprogram your mind to focus on the positive. Connection with the divine. Finally, remember that you are not alone on this journey. Regardless of your faith or belief, there is a greater force that wants to see you grow and flourish. Seek this connection daily. Pray or say a sincere prayer for the strength to overcome your challenges. Open yourself up to listen to the guidance the universe has for you. This transformation is a process that requires patience and dedication, but the fruits are incomparable. A life with more clarity, energy, and purpose.